Welcome everybody to In Our Truck 9 America live here from Phoenix Raceway for the Petsmart 400 and the second to last race of the Gamebridge Truck Series Chase. Folks, the Gamebridge Truck Series season is winding down here as we come into Phoenix. The championship battle between the number 71 Land Lonneback and 38 Peter Onjek is heating up. There's still others in it, but they need a lot to go wrong to the 71 and 38 to get into this championship race once again. And like I said, it's going to be a very close race going into the finale at Miami next Friday. Just a week away from that, but if you're on Jack or Land Lonneback, you cannot make a mistake here tonight because one mistake could see you lose that championship, especially Peter Onjak. He's now about 10 or 15 points behind that one Land Lonneback, and if he gets a complete race behind, it's over with going into the final race because we know how consistent Land Lonneback has been in this chase run. So it's going to be a very close race going into next week at Miami. There's other guys that could still be in it, but like I said, they're going to need the 71 and 38 to wreck the next two races to really get a chance in. The odds of that happening are very low here at Phoenix. I don't want to do a commentator's curse, but the odds are very low here at Phoenix of that happening, especially with this type of track. You don't really typically see the leaders wreck too much. So it's all on the shoulders of Land Lonneback and Peter Onjak going into Miami. I feel like it could be a battle between these two. The others can get involved, but I truly think it's going to be a show between those two to capture the Season 1 championship, man. It's kind of a poetic ending if it is that, because Land Lonneback led the standings for a good bulk of the first half of the season, swapping with Senjo Vittoria, but the second half was led by Peter Onjak, so the two guys that have really dominated the first two halves of the season now face off for the championship, so it's going to be fun to see how they do. With no further ado, as we get into the weather coming into here tonight at the track overview here at Phoenix, it's going to be 71 degrees, 3 mile per hour winds going southwest, just nearly a 1 mile D-shaped oval, 78 laps around here, double file restarts, and as you can see, the 71 Land Lonneback will be on pole, but it's going to be a pretty long race. 78 laps around here at Phoenix is going to be very interesting. We'll see how the drivers do here tonight. There's going to be a hot and slick racetrack, so those tires are going to go pretty quickly, but that does put grip down, so we could likely see the grip levels increase as this race goes on. 71 degrees, not too hot, not too cold, so a perfect atmosphere for these drivers. We've seen a couple of night races. Night races have been really good, so we have another day race, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes for these drivers. I'm very interested in the battle between the 38 and 71, but that is the weather outlook coming into this race. Like I said, not too hot, not too cold, just the perfect weather for racing here. It's a nice sunny day as well at Phoenix, no cloudy weather, so that won't impact the racing too much. But with no further ado, folks, let's head on down trackside here at Phoenix Raceway to get all the pre-race festivities out the way, and then get the green flag going here at Phoenix for 70 laps around here at Phoenix Raceway for the Petsmart 400. Welcome everyone, trackside here at Phoenix, just a week removed from that crazy race at North Wilkesboro where we saw a lot of chase drivers struggled. None of the top 5 in the championship finished in the top 10 in that race, and that really shook this one up coming into this race. You can see in the chase standings now the Hubert, Vittoria, Haynes have all fallen out basically of this championship battle. There's still a chance, but a very slim one because realistically it's just between the 38 and 71, but if they do wreck out in the next two races, this race and Miami, then it could be up for grabs, but even then, this is just such a close fight between all of them, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this race goes because this will set us up for a championship race next Saturday at Homestead, Miami. But like I said, North Wilkesboro brought out all the punches. We saw Nathan Stapleton finally get his first Gamebridge Truck Series win, but we saw Haynes struggle early on, starting near the back, so that wasn't too much surprise. Hubert started near the back as well, but Vittoria wrecked out early. Onjak caught early damage after a wreck when he was battling with Skylar Taylor for the lead. There was a wreck in front of him, which was the 92 of Vittoria when Vittoria's engine blown in. He didn't pull. Well, he got stuck in the middle of the track and just got ran into from behind. The 71 Land Lonneback, we saw him be up there quite a bit, but got on the wrong side of pit strategy. A late caution in the race caught him a lap down after he stayed out before that. So as he was pitting, a caution came out. So that caught Lonneback a lap down, and that just shook everything up. So this race at North Wilkesboro was very crazy. Now, sets us up coming into this one for likely just a battle between the 71 and 38, but as we can look behind, you see Stapleton not too far behind this number 45 of Haynes. You see Dixon fell behind Stapleton. Dixon's been so solid in his chase run so far, but he's kind of fallen off quite a bit. We'll see how he does here tonight, but he's starting pretty well for himself. I think he's starting 12th here tonight, so Dixon's starting pretty well in this race. We have Ryan Little, Rago Dorn, all of them are kind of out of it. Yeah, yeah. Basically, 6th through, I would say, 12th is all out of it. We mentioned the last race. Only the top 5 really has a chance, and I don't think really that Haynes or Vittoria has much of a chance either. Hubert either, because we've seen the 71 and 38 be so good this season. We've seen the 71 and 38, the 92, the 45 all be very solid at these speedways, but I think coming into this one, it's just not going to quite be close enough in the championship for this short oval to really impact the battle, because we've seen that Onjack's just very hard to beat at these tracks. A lot of back is beatable sometimes, but we've seen guys like Haynes come so close to getting their first one, but just have not quite been able to do it because Onjack's so good at defending. So coming into here tonight, it's going to be a battle between the 71 and 38. We'll see how they do. Hopefully they don't get caught up in anything else, but Phoenix, there's so many lines at this track. You don't want to make a mistake. This track is unforgiving. It's a very unique track, so it's going to be interesting to see how they attack it. But like I said, you can take the dog sled coming down the front stretch here, or you can ride the high line, but you can really go as low as you want to go in the turns as long as you're not going into pit road. So it's going to be very interesting to see what different lines guys take. They're going to scatter pretty early on the start, I've decided to bet, because we've seen this series guys like to implement new lines, and we'll see that here tonight at Phoenix. A very solid race in real life, not really a great one when it comes to the championship, but it's a very solid race, so we'll see how it performs here tonight for the Gainbridge Truck Series. But I do think it is going to be a very interesting championship battle going into Miami between the 71 and 38, and barring any mistakes, 71 and 38. If there's a lot of mistakes, we can see that 7 of Hubert, the 92 of Vittoria, the 45 of Haynes possibly in this, maybe even the no, I don't think the 17 really has a chance. I was going to say maybe even the 17 of Stapleton, but I just think he's too far behind. He is just nearly 2 races behind. So it's just going to be between this top 5 once again, and top 2 barring any mistakes. So that's pretty much it for the chain standings coming into this race. Comments to drivers to look out for. Obviously, you have to start with that 71 Atlanta linebacker. Wadmack very solid at these tracks, has had a solid a solid chase run up to this point. Had one of the best speedway average finishes at one point in the series. Peter Onjack as well, very good at these tracks. Those two are obviously the ones to look out for, but going behind, we have a lot of talented guys at these ovals. Another guy you got to look at is that 13 Defender Rap. He's always going to be aggressive with these chase drivers. He's not afraid to lay the hands on guys and really get his elbows out and race very hard. So that 13 is always a threat. That 7 of Hubert as well, very solid at every track. Not too inconsistent anywhere besides maybe short tracks just a little bit, but we've seen them be solid at short tracks as well. But he also, that 1991 also qualified up here as well. So those are the first 3, I think. And then for 4, obviously, that 45 of Haynes, he's been very solid this season. I mean, the second half of the season, if we didn't have Atlanta Linebacker, I would kind of consider him the number 2 behind Onjack. But in this chase so far, he's just, some races he does really well, and some races he's finishing 5th. That's good, but in terms of trying to chase these other guys down when they're getting the wins, it's not too good for that number 45 team. So Haynes is very solid at these tracks as well. Of course, we got the 92 of Vittoria. He's solid. The 17 of Stapleton got his first one last weekend. He's got a lot of momentum coming this weekend, so Stapleton's somebody not to sleep on either. And then you got guys like Alexander Rowe who are very aggressive. The 02 of Gale, the 5 of Dixon. So these speedways are very competitive. I do still think short tracks are more competitive than speedways with the amount of talent level at the short tracks, but I do think these speedway races are still competitive to a point, as there's just a lot of guys that have perfected this craft, I should say. So yeah, that's the drivers to look out for coming today. We'll see how this race goes. Honestly, I don't have too many expectations. Like I said, we've seen the main guys be very solid here this year. We've seen the same guys be very solid here at the ovals this season. It's always going to be the 71 and 38 up here, so it's going to be interesting to see how they control this race, and if they don't control this race, what throws a wrench into both of their plans for them not to control it. So we could see some wrecks here at Phoenix, especially with how crazy the restarts are. The restarts are very crazy here. You can't mess up on a restart or you're going to see yourself going down, especially if you're stuck on that outside line. So we'll see how that plays out when it comes to the start. But I think with no further ado, there's not much more to talk about here, folks. So with no further ado, let's get these engines fired off and ready we'll get ready to roll here at Phoenix, and then we'll see the green flag drop. But then we'll go over the starting lineup as these drivers pace around. But yeah, with no further ado, I think it's time to finally get these trucks fired up and ready to go racing.
At Phoenix.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, star of CW's Riverdale, Skeet Ulrich.
Drivers, start your engines!
So we're ready to go here at Phoenix Raceway, and to remind you, well, not remind you, it's the first time you're seeing it, and to go over our starting grid for this race, we'll show you the top 10 here. In row 1 will be the pole sitter, the 71 Lane Lauterbach, and his championship rival, the 38 of Peter Onjak. Row 2 will be the 92 of Sergio Vittoria and the 13 of Patrick Finderup. Row 3 will be the 45 Brandon Haynes and the 3-time winner, the 7 of Matthew Hubert. Row 4 will be last week's winner, the 17 of Nathan Stapleton, and the 19 of Ryan Little. Row 5 and rounding out your top 10 will be the 91 of Ravel Dorn and the 02 of Adrian Gale. You see the rest of the starting grid on your screen here, and a pretty interesting starting grid. A lot of chase drivers besides the 13 of Patrick Finderup, essentially. But we got the 2 McNally racing machines up here, finally the 02 of Gale. They've all shown a lot of pace, but just have ran into bad luck. So although it feels like it's too late for them, they can still put together a good string of performances at the end of the season in terms of, I guess, the point standings. And yeah, so will be the 71 Land Lauterbach leading us back to green. I believe this is his 3rd or 4th pole of the chase, which is crazy to say 9 races into this chase. He's the one to pull an awful lot. Got the win at Kansas, where Peter Onjak DNF'd, and that's really what's given him the edge here. But as the pace truck peels off pit road, yeah, only one pole for the this is going to be the 71's 3rd pole of the chase, so we'll see if he can win this time, but we'll see how this goes. It should be a very interesting race here at Phoenix Raceway, and it will be the 71 Lauterbach leading us into turn 1 here at the 38 of Peter Onjak on his outside here for the Petsmart 400 as they make their way through the second to last race of the chase. The green flag is out. They make their way here through turn 4. It's going to be the 71 Land Lauterbach leading lap 1, but look at that 92 Sergio Vittoria on the inside of this number 38 of Peter Onjak. They make their way back through here through turns, I guess, 2 or 3. I mean, I don't even know here. This track is very interesting the way it's laid out, but they make their way through, trying to figure it out. 4 wide there in the back for a second. Hallie Anderson Jr. and all of them getting very racy behind. Looks like they're going to figure out a little bit of a joint for Jordan up there, back there as well. Number 1 Skylar Taylor's throwing that outside line. We saw him dominate last weekend at North Wilkesboro. But back up front here, that 92 of Vittoria still on the inside of this 38 of Onjak. Onjak trying to get a move off. And look at the 7 of Matthew Hubert looking to the inside of 17 of Stapleton. So Hubert to the inside of Stapleton doesn't quite work. He's going to wash out a little bit. But now there goes Alexander Rowe in the middle of the team. And now the 91 of Ravel Dorn. So lots of tight racing. I told you that. Did I tell you guys? I don't know. But there's a lot of lanes here at Phoenix, and you got to really choose your lane and just hope it works, because these guys are going to all try different types of stuff here all evening long. And racing here on a Saturday. It wasn't originally planned to be a Friday, but racing here on a Saturday. We'll see how these guys are able to attack this track. But now the 92 is going to move into second. He's going to have that 38 of Onjak right behind him. The 17 of Stapleton moves into fourth, getting past that 45 of Haynes. Haynes has yet to see his first career Greenbridge Truck Series win, but the 17 of Stapleton has. but Haynes is the only one, wow, wrong camera view. Haynes is the only one involved in this championship battle that does not have a race win on the year, so we'll see if it can come today or next Friday or Saturday at Miami in the final race of the first Gamebridge Truck Series season and final race of the Gamebridge Truck Series in 2025. The next time we'll be back is January of 2026, so a long time away. But now the 38 of Onjack trying to get right back past this number 92 of Vittoria, and he's going to clear him quite easily. And does Vittoria look for a switchback here? Doesn't quite look like it, so now the 38 is going to move it to second and try to chase down the 71 of Lana back. But now there goes Hubert now looking to the inside of this 45 of Brandon Haynes here, trying to get the pass off on him. Hubert's been very consistent in this playoffs, but a couple of bad finishes has now put him outside that championship race with this 45 of Haynes. They still have a chance, but they're going to need a lot to go wrong. The way it's looking with this race so far, they wouldn't have a chance. The 17 Stapleton got his first career win now, running fourth here in a very good spot. He's got a lot of momentum now. Probably got that confidence booster at Wilkesboro. But back up ahead, you see that 38 of Onjack trying to reel in this number 71 Lana back here. Wants to get a pass off early because he knows points are crucial going into Miami, and he's going to need a lot to go right. He's going to have to want to get most laps led and all of that, because that's that's a one extra point, and then that'll be about 41 points you can get from this weekend. Back already got the pole, so he cannot do that. So the max amount of points this 38 can get here today is 41, but you see him close right in on the back of this 71 back. He's going to be right on the back of him here. So Onjack right on the back of back. He's going to try to get a move off. As they go to turns 2 here, he is right on the back of this 71, just not able to get a move off, unfortunately. So back still holding off this 38 of Onjack, but as they go into this turn, does he get to the back of him? No, not quite. He's going to wash up a little bit up the track there. Gets a little bit too close, late on the brakes now. Back behind that 7, finally got past that 45. You got Rogel Dorn up here as well. But these guys are all breaking away right now. That 92 still keeping the 71 and 38 in his sights, but he's trying to chase him down. So we'll see here. It looks like that 45 of Haynes is going to look back to the inside of this number 7 of Matthew Hubert here in that Golden Harvest machine. And there he goes now. The Chevrolet Accessories machine now looking to the inside. Chevrolet, of course, going to be returning next season. And we'll also have Ram joining the sport. Haynes has shown some interest in Ram as well. So we'll see how he does with that. That 92 of Vittoria as well. So depending on how the offseason works out, we could see this 45 and 92, the drivers of those trucks. I don't know if those numbers will be returning, but we could see them in a Ram truck next season. So right behind this 71 of Lana back through turn 1. Now going into turn 2, does he try to get something going? Onjack gets so close to the back of this 71, but not trying to hit him or anything, and that's what causes him to really just wash up the track a little bit too heavy on the brakes there, and he loses time and time again, and then goes through that turn 1 right there, not using the dog sled quite yet, but you see the 7 of Hubert using the dog sled now, trying to get past this 45 of Haynes. So there goes Hubert to the inside of this 45 of Haynes. If I had to guess the pit strategy here today, I would say around lap 35 to lap 38, lap 30 to 40, honestly. Those guys can split it halfway. You would expect them to likely run a little bit longer in this first run than the last run, because you don't want to push it on the last run. Especially with these tires, Goodyear not going to be returning to NTNA next year. Will be Hoosier becoming the official tire of in our Truck in America. As now the 13 of Finderop looking to the inside of that 91 of Rogel Dorn, and the 38 of Onjack just got past the 71 of Landon Lauterbach, so he missed that there, but he gets past them for the lead, and I'm actually curious where he made this move here, so let's go check this out real quick. This is kind of breaking the fourth wall here with this replay, but we completely missed it, and it looks like he got it done off the exit here. No, he used that inside line. used a little bit of that dog sled there and got past him. So Onjak moves into the lead. Sorry for the awkward replay there, but Onjak's going to move into the lead there, and he's now going to have that 71 chasing him down, but Cinderop got past that 91 quite easily as well. So now we'll see what this 71 is able to do on the attack now, as we are already near lap 20 and almost 58 laps to go in this race. So now you see a little bit of a gap forming between that 92 and these two trucks up ahead. It was a little bit smaller, but now Vittoria falling off the pace a little bit now. But everybody else behind, just about a little bit more distance behind this 92. So the 92 kind of in a race of his own right now, unless he's able to get to this 71 or 38. And now we'll see what the 71 linebacker is able to do on the attack here, trying to get close to this 38 of Onjak. Does he use the dog sled? What does he do? But he gets a great run going into turns 2 here. And we'll see coming out of turn 2 if he's able to get a good run going through 3 and 4. There's a 7 of Hubert on the defense from that 91 and 45 of Brandon Haynes behind. But this battle for the lead is very interesting. And we'll see what happens here. But back behind, you see that 7 of Hubert under attack with the 17. And the 13 of Fenderop tries to look to the inside. But right here, the 71 back right on the back. He was really using that yellow line, sticking to it there, trying to get to the back of this 38 of Onjak. And yeah, these guys are going to be double foul racing here. The 45 shot the gap through the middle, but up front, you now want to miss a pass for the lead once again. Was looking the 71 back's going to lose some time again going through turn 1 there. And looks like the 71 is just really good in turns 2 here. Just really able to get the power down early off the exit, and we'll see if he's able to chase him down once again. But back behind, the 7 of Hubert still moves in there. But Haynes is going to be in 5th now, but that 13 and 17, they were just challenging those two for a second, but nothing comes out of it. And it looks like Rowe's going to be outside, is going to be rounding out the top 10, but he's got that 02 of Gale, the 23 of Torres, and Andretti's showing a lot of speed, but that 27 of Zach Thompson, he's actually driving his way through a little bit here as the 04 of Tiger McLean's looking to the inside of that 25 of Carl Young. So Zach Thompson as well, trying to get something done, and you see all the way behind, is that the 5 of David? No, 20 of Emily Work-Watson, sorry. Thought that was a 5 of David Dixon all the way behind, but there goes that 27 now to the inside. Back up ahead, 13 of Fenderop. Looks like he's trying to get past this 45, nothing comes out of it, but catch back up with these guys back here. That 25 still trying to get past this 04 McLean, the Road America winner. I mentioned it, Andretti's had a lot of pace. That 27 Zach Thompson was fast. That 26 closed the mid-season, but they really put their focus on this 23 and 27, and the results are really showing. Torres is about up to 10th in the regular in the regular point standings alone, and that's pretty impressive for a driver who did not make the chase. So if it was just point standings at this side of this, obviously Onjak would already be the champion at that point, but this 27, especially with this 23, would be in a very good position, and this 27 is also showing a lot of pace. But back up ahead, there goes the 13 to the inside, and now that 38 started to form a gap between him and that 71 line back. But here goes the 13 of Fenderop now, looking for 5th from this 45 of Haynes, using a little bit of that dog leg there, trying to get past them, and it looks like it's going to work. And we'll see if Haynes tries to muster it around the outside. Doesn't quite look like it. They make their way through. That 92 of Vittoria is still a little bit behind, but now you have to file in a little bit and just try to follow behind this 13, as now the 13 may try to make a move on to 7 of Hubert, but he's going to wash up a little bit, and that might open the door back again for this 45 of Haynes. But now the 7, yeah, you see the gap here. This 92 of Vittoria really has about an equal gap between him and the drivers. Had a 3-second gap to that 71 and 38, and then a 3-second gap to the guys behind him. So he's really just about even on the track right now. So as you get here to nearly lap 30, you have to wonder when pit stops will start here for these guys. But a lot of racing going on. It looks like it's between the pack, and they're going to come up on lap traffic here. It's going to be a 97-52. The 99 Mannequin Mo Jr. got a top 5 last week at North Wilkesboro. His first top 10, I think, of the whole season, besides Daytona probably. So he had a great performance. So it looks like he might fall a lap down soon when it comes to this pit cycle. And we got a bunch of Tricon and mostly just all the short track guys here all stuck behind. I mentioned it. The short track guys or short track aces, we should say, all prioritize these tracks so much, but then they don't do too good at these speedways. But now there goes the 25 of Carl Young, making even more moves to the inside of this 9 of William Ayers. So this number 25 is moving fast, and that 22 is following him through. As the 5 of Dixon looks to the inside of that 88 of Clinton Buchanan. So now Onjak going to be pretty close to lap traffic here soon. And we'll see if he's able to lap them before the pit cycle starts here. But I have to assume the pit cycle is very soon with how close he is. So we'll see if Onjak comes in here, but that 13 fender up right on the back of the 7 of Matthew Hubert here. Doesn't look like he's going to do anything this time around, but Dixon gets past that 88, that 25, moving fast, but now the number 9 of William Ayers falling off quite a bit, so lots of impact here a little bit at Phoenix. It's been a relatively calm race up front, as there goes the 77 to the inside of 19 of Ryan Little for 9th here, so there goes Alexander Rowe moving into 9th if he's able to clear him, but now that 19 is going to be on his outside. Trying to get past them here. And it looks like they're just going to be side-by-side racing there. And back up front. Now there goes Onjak. Oh, wow. Already just moving quickly past this lap traffic. And now that 71 Laudenbach's going to be stuck behind us. 97 and 52 are battling. So if you're Laudenbach, you've got to be a little bit frustrated here now. As you're trying to get past these guys, but they're being very racy here. He's going to be right on the back of them. And here on lap 30, the pit cycle likely is open with all these guys catching up now. You know, if they catch up this time, that means the pit cycle is very, very soon. As there goes Laudenbach into the back of that 81 of Trevor Vaden. Knows he has to get a move on. There goes the 38 to the inside of this number 99 Amanda Cannamo Jr. Now it's going to be James Daniel up ahead for the 71, but he makes quick work of those 3 guys right there. As now York Watson battles with this 33 of Davey Wallace, as the 31 of Matt Morley's battling with that 42 up ahead. So there goes the 33 of Wallace, going to clear this 20 off the exit, it looks like. So yes, they will. And it looks like Onjak now. He's got that 71 right behind him. This 71 Laudenbach moving through traffic quickly, as well as the 71, I think. I don't even know what I just said, but these two are moving through traffic very quickly. That's what I meant. So we'll see here soon. When do they all bring it down? This he's going to be right on the back of this 56 of Hallie Anderson Jr. really getting the elbows out. Onjak can be very aggressive. We've seen it a couple times this season there, and shows no mercy for the 56 of Anderson Jr. there, knowing what's at stake in this race. He wants to have that points advantage heading into Miami, but this 71 is going to be very close to him, nothing less. Now that 92 is going to come up on lap traffic here, but it looks like the 38 does. He bring it down here. No. Really using that apron. Onjak really pushing it low there. There goes Victoria now trying to get past him, but Onjak diving into the inside is number 1 now. So now he puts another 3 trucks between him and that 71 of Laudenbach. So we'll see if Laudenbach here uses that apron very low as well. But man, oh man, making quick work of him right there. No issue for that 38 of Onjak, and now we come through. He's going to now use that outside line. It looks like going around the 30 of Lexi Herman here. So Herman in that Turner Motorsports machine, but has not quite been able to get anything done since her electric debut at Richmond. There goes Onjak now. He's lapped all the way up to, it looks like 33rd in this race, so he's lapped around 10 trucks already, and now lap 36, almost close to the halfway point, about 2 laps away. Does anybody come down here? No, Onjak just really running that inside line. So there goes the 38 to the inside of that 57 Roxy D'Angelo. He's going to have that 71 Laudenbach right behind him as well. But Laudenbach, every time he gets close, he's going to put another 3 trucks in between him and that 71. Moving up on the 2 of Gutierrez and the 39 of Caden Arcadian. He's going to get into the back of this 2 of Gutierrez. And the 71 of Laudenbach stuck behind this 21 of Joseph Wood, the Watkins Glen winner, and the 30 of Lexi Herman, and he's got nowhere to go. And yet to see pit stops in this race, these guys are pushing it very long in this one. And Onjak now running behind this 41 of Carson Miller. So you're halfway point of this race, about 40 more laps to go. But it could, I mean, this could be the, I don't know if this is the actual halfway point. It's actually this lap here, lap 39, that will be the halfway point. So here you can make it to the end likely, but it looks like this 38 is going to push it quite long. Because nobody's going to push the button and come down just yet. But everybody encountering this lap traffic now. That 92 of Vittoria is moving through it pretty swiftly. That's signaling a lot of back. Not too much luck though. He's going to come down to pit road here. He is tired of the traffic. He's going to try to go for the undercut on this 38 of Onjak. A wise decision there by that 71 of Laudenbach. We saw him losing time to the 38 of Onjak, and he's going to bring it down here. And we'll see who else joins him. That 19 of Ryan Little, it looks like. But now the pit stops are starting here at Phoenix, but looks like 88 came down. Yeah, a lot of guys saw they were losing time to Onjak, so they just said, let's try to undercut it. Why not? So here comes Onjak coming into the pits now. That's going to move the 77 of Alexander Rowe into the lead if Rowe does not come down to pit road here. So it's going to be now the 91 of Rogel Dorn going for a massive overcut. We'll see how it plays out for this 91 team. We've seen Dorn come so close so many times, but halfway point of this race, what does he do? So he's going to run it extra long here, trying to get whatever he can out of this run. He knows he's likely not going to win this race, so why not try something bold? And he's going to keep on going. No, he's going to run it really wide coming to pit road there, right on the back, right on the boxes there nearly. But here comes the 71 coming off, the 9, the 45, slot a lap track. Oh, Stapleton! Right into the 42 of Dylan Matiska. Nearly caused the caution there. That'll hurt the 38 a lot. Oh, wow. They're going to push it very close coming off the pit road. All these lap trucks now bring it down to the road. They all ran it super long. I don't know what that strategy is going to play out for them. But here comes the 38 off the pit road, and now there's a lot of clean air now. Do these guys try to catch up? And we'll see. Yeah, there's a lot of clean air for the 71 to catch up as all the lap traffic still making their way on the pit road. So these guys are going to be a lot of laps going. There's going to be a lot of laps seen. A lot of guys going to be a lap down here. And here comes the 21 of Joseph Wood now, but yeah, all the way up to 31st is a lap down. We'll see that update here soon. It's going to be a lot of guys. But Onjak is in the lead, but now there's a bunch of clean air for that 71 to catch up to this 40. Well, not now. The 20 of Emily York Watson's in between them, but that 71 now has some clean air to catch up to the 38 of Onjak. So we'll see if they're able to do it. But it's going to be more trucks here now. That 31 of Morley coming off the road. Oh, wow. This is going to be about... Whoa, wow. This is going to be close. 71 a lot back there. Probably not happy with the 42 of Dylan Matiska. They're going to merge right in front of them. That's going to put 3 trucks in between. This 38 and 71. Matiska now going to hold up and box in that 71 of Lotta back here. So now, there was clean air for a moment. Vittoria's going to use that to catch up a little bit, but now he's going to have to try to get around the 57 of D'Angelo. Haynes has moved up into 4th. Here comes Joseph Wood off the pit road here. The Watkins Glenwood, it looks like he's going to merge right in front of this 11 and 7 of Matthew Hubert. And we'll see how this plays out here. There goes the 91 inside this 81 of Trevor Vaden. But Onjak in a pretty solid position now. He's got a lot of trucks in between him and that 71. Looks like the 71's going to get past that 20 and 42. So now he's going to have to get past that 31 of Matt Morley. But man, oh man, all the way up to it looks like it'll be likely 15th in this race will be a lap down. So these guys really setting the pace here at Phoenix here. We haven't seen this in a long time. These guys really lap a lot of guys. Kansas and Kentucky were just very electric races with a lot of battles, but it doesn't look like there's going to be too many lead battles here between multiple drivers. It looks like it's just going to be the 71 and 38. So if you're the 71 now, look at the inside of the 31. You're going to have to hope for a caution right now so you can get back up and try to challenge him, because we've seen that 71 prove to be pretty strong here on the start. Maybe just does not have that long run truck, so as he makes his way around, he's going to definitely try to use this clean air to catch up to that 38 of Onjak. Now here comes that 41 of Carson Miller coming off the road, but chase driver in William Ayers is now going to go lap down, running in 20th currently, but he now is likely going to fall victim to this 38 of Onjack, who's going to be right on the back. Two Indiana drivers going at it, and they're going to be side by side, but that 9's not going to have any pace for this 38. So they're going to make their way past that number 9 of William Ayers now. And that 71 Land Linebacker has not gained too much time with the clean air, so it looks like he is going to be a little bit behind, it seems. We'll see when the lap's update, but now in the back of this 22 of Chris James, and that 27 of Zach Thompson, who we want to mention. So now right on the back, just about 3 seconds behind. Got to use that clean air while the 38's held up, but we've seen the 38 be really good at navigating this lap traffic here tonight. Well, here today at Phoenix Raceway, and we'll see if he's able to catch up, but we'll see if the time updates. It looks like he might lose some time. I don't know. I mean, they're maintaining about the same gap every lap, so really just not gaining any time, but not really losing any. There goes the 22 Chris James around 27 of Zach Thompson, but back behind. Vittoria got past that 45 of Brandon Haynes, I think. Well, no, they were still there, but now Vittoria trying to get past the 20 of Emily Ork Watson. Then you only have 2 trucks between him and that 71 of Landon Lauterbach. So Vittoria running really well here, but stuck behind this 20 of Watson. Those two collided last weekend at North Wilkesboro, where the 92 blew an engine and York Watson ran into them, where they had nowhere to go. 45 Haynes had a rough week last weekend too, but right now running pretty solid. But Huberton begins 5th, 7th. It's going to be 6th is going to be 17 Stapleton, and then back here we got a lot of guys. That's 77 Alexander Rowe, the 19, the 91 all the way back here. So, pardon me there for the yawn, folks, but a pretty mellow race here at Phoenix, as now that 92 is going to have that 31. Then he can try to maybe see if that number 9 might hold up that 71, and if he does, he can maybe gain some time here. But Onjack, he has put so many trucks in between him and the 71 Lauterbach. Now Lauterbach's going to run into all this live traffic. And every time he moves past this live traffic, that 38 gets past even more. Even here comes the 5 of David Dixon, who's in 14th. So it looks all the way up to the top 5 can get lapped in this race. Unless there's a caution here soon. All the way up to maybe, I genuinely think the top 5 could get lapped. No. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think maybe up to Alexander Rowe could all get lapped. They're just all racing each other, so that's allowed the 38 to gain a ton of time. But I think this might be Onjack's race to lose at this point, because now that 71 Lauterbach, he's going to try to catch up to him, but it doesn't look like he's going to quite have any pace to do it. Just losing time now, just about a 3-second gap now, The gap is increasing, so he's going to have to pray for something to go wrong or a caution to come out so he gets another chance at this race. But, and at this point, it's just, I think this one could be in the books here. Onjack, a very dominating performance here at Phoenix. We've seen him dominate some races, sometimes struggle a little bit, sometimes he comes in at the end and wins, but doesn't quite look like it here tonight. It looks like he is going to dominate this second half of the race. We saw Lauterbach lead the first couple of laps, but this does allow Onjack to gain about 41 points if he wins this race. And if he gains about 41 and this 71 gets about 35, they're going to be in a pretty close battle going into Miami, because that 71 is going to have nearly 3,000 points, but Onjack's going to have let's see here. Onjack's going to have 2,291 points, so it'll be a 9-point gap going into Miami if everything stands how it is. So Onjak's going to have to hope that he can have a great performance at Miami to be holding on here as we're coming to 20 laps. Well, we're already at 20 laps to go in this race, but unless the caution comes out, this one could be in the books here, folks. At Phoenix Raceway, been a solid green flag run here. No mistakes just yet from anybody. Compared to what test races we've seen and all that, there's just some very chaotic test races, but it looks like they're going to keep it pretty mellow this time. So Onjak just has to keep it going. That 71 of Matthew Hubert, 71 of Land Lodeback, just not able to get around this lap traffic as efficiently as the 38. And here comes the 38 now to the back of this 23, Nicholas Torres, and this 88, who are all running all the way up here in 11th and 12th. So these guys are all going to be quite a couple laps down, but that's what you see at Phoenix. I mean, even in real life, typically all the way up to around 15th is a lap down. Or 20, yeah. 15th, 20th is usually a lap down, but here in NCNA, they're going to even be a couple more laps down. So now, a couple more to go in this race. Can Onjak hold on for this final 20 laps? Or will Lodeback track him down, or will he be a late race caution and shoot out to the end? Now, there is a situation here, I was just curious, that Lodeback and this 38 of Onjak could tie. If Onjak wins this weekend, gets that extra 41 points, of course you will have 2,291 points. Lodeback will have 2,298 points, so it will be actually a 7-point gap, actually. So heading in, oh, there's a caution out on track. The 21 of Joseph Wood's around. So Joseph Wood is around in this race, and that's going to bring out the late race caution. The caution that the 71 Land Lodeback needed has come out now, and it's the 21 of Joseph Wood who has spun around. So that's going to be a crucial caution in this race, and that's going to set us up for a late race restart. But as I was saying, if Onjak gets 41 points this weekend and 42 points next weekend, you have 2,233 points. Wow. I don't know why I said 3,000 points for Lodeback, but he'll have 2,233 points. Well, if Lodeback finishes second next weekend to Onjak, he'll have 2,033 points. So the tiebreaker would go to the 38 of Onjak, but that is a possibility heading into next weekend. But a late race caution here, and it's going to be the 21 of Joseph Wood. I'm not quite sure who involved. I think it might have been that number 1 of Skylar Taylor, but as they make their way around, let's go see what brought out this late race caution here at Phoenix Raceway. As we make our way around here, you're going to see this number 11 of the Jordan George is going to get right into the... Wow, I just shift or something. We get right into the back of this 21 of Joseph Wood. I'm sorry about that terrible replay there. I hit shift or something and it threw everything off. But they make their way around. It comes out of this turn. That number 11 is going to turn the 21 into the wall. And he's going to spin around. Hard contact to the inside wall. Just gets run over by that number 11 Johnson. Does a good job at not collecting anyone, but Joseph Wood been so vocal the past couple weeks, but just has not had the luck he's wanted in this race, and you know he's not going to be happy on the radio now. And yeah, this one's going to be very interesting now. We'll see how this plays out. There's a lot of trucks in between them, but then we'll have to see if they can organize somehow without messing everything up on the restart. So see how that plays out. But as we come around here, we'll see if there is pit stops here. You'd have to assume everybody's going to want to take 4 fresh Goodyear tires coming onto this late race restart, but some might just stay out. You don't really know. And we could see that. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think anybody is going to bring it down here besides that 21 of Joseph Wood, though. There's a lot of lap trucks, so this might be a messy restart here because these lap cars go to the back, but I don't know if they're going to be able to figure that out here at Phoenix. So we'll see how it plays out, but if not, we'll just jump back and get it all organized and then get our late race restart in this race. So the 21 Joseph Wood jumped down. Ran over by the 11 of Bjornson, and that was what brings out the first caution here at Phoenix Raceway, and we've mentioned it multiple times. That 11 of Bjornson just involved in so many incidents It seems every weekend he's involved in something. And we'll see how it plays out. So I think we'll restart here on lap 68, which will bring us to about 11 to 10 to go in this race, but that could be even shorter as, you know, the lap trucks are going to all drop to the back, so that will play out very interesting. I'm kind of nervous. Hopefully they keep it all going, but I don't know. You just never really know with better caution. That's the risk you can take, so we'll see how it plays out here, but wow. A very calm race, lots of mini battles throughout the field so far in this one, but now it's going to all be shaken up with one spin by that 21 of Joseph Wood, and now everything's on the line here in the Petsmart 400. Like I said, these guys could be tied after Miami. Onjak wins here, gets that 41 points, most laps led. We could see next weekend Onjak win again, get 42 points, including the pole, and the 71 of Laudenbach finish second, and he would still have the same amount of points, so it could all just be shaken up here. You never really know. As they all make their way through, it looks like they are going to figure it out. Oh my gosh, this is like being a proud father, seeing all these guys make it through without looking like idiots. So it looks like we will have a clean restart here with just over 10 to go here at Phoenix Raceway. So it'll be the 38 of Onjak on the inside, the 71 Laudenbach on the outside. There's a lot at stake right now in this race. Depending on how it plays out, we could see these guys be tied after Miami depending on how this race finishes. But that 71, as they wait for everybody to come back through, the 71 is going to be ahead of this 38, so this is going to be controversial coming into the restart here. With that inside line, here comes Trevor Veda now, but here we go. They're going to make their way through the Geico restart zone for a 10-lap shootout to the finish here at Phoenix Raceway in the Petsmart 400. With no further ado, the green flag's back out here at Phoenix Raceway. That 71 Laudenbach jumps out to a huge lead. Wasn't quite sure how the restart would play out, but he's going to have a huge lead going into turns 2. So coming out of turn 2, it's going to be the 71 in the lead. Back behind him, that 38 of Onjak, 3 wide behind. The 32 defender off the 88 of Sanders going to be 4 wide there. For a second, it was 4 wide between all those drivers, but now Onjak moves into second. Can he get back past this 71? This could decide his championship hopes here, because we know how quick these guys run into each other. He needs to win here today. All behind. It's going to be very tight quarters racing here as they make their way through. Do they all keep going 4 wide there nearly? Onjak now stuck on that outside line for a second. Runs really wide. He might have that 92 of Vittoria behind him. But that 71 Laudenbach uses that outside line to his advantage here on the restart now. And can Onjak track him down? We saw him be able to make the move, but does he have enough time? This 71 has a great short run truck. Kind of close in on the back. This 38. He needs these points here today. He does not win this race. He only gets 36 points, and that'll put him into a tough position going into Miami, where he's going to have to need this 71 to finish really bad, and he's going to need this race win. And if he does get this race win, the pool winner going into next race, the qualifying is going to be very interesting, because essentially that 1 point for the pool to decide whether we have a tiebreaker or not in this championship. But Onjak still trying to close in on the back of this 71 Laudenbach, coming to 7 to go now at the line. 7 to go for the 71 Laudenbach. We have not seen him dominate the second half of the race. It's been a 38 of Onjak. But a late race restart or late race caution if you're just now joining us between that 21 of Joseph Wood and the 11 of Matthew Hubert. The 11 of the Johnson now has set us up for a 10-lap shootout to the end. At 13, trying to get past this 7 of Matthew Hubert. Not quite going to happen there. But this 38 right on the back through turn 1 here. Can he get back to the 71? And there he goes now. There goes Onjak. Oh, he's going to launch up a little bit there. Really early on the brakes there. He did not send it to the inside, keeps it very respectable between him and that 71, but I don't know how respectful he can be at this point in this race, as now he's going to try to close in on the back once again, and this 38 of Onjak, he got close that time around, but hit the brakes a little bit early, did not want to run into the 71 or spin him around. We'll see off exit here if he closes in on the back once again, and yes he will. Now coming to 6 to go at the line here. What is left in that 38 engine? He's going to run a little bit out of line there. It's not going to quite work on Jack. Can he get close to this 71? Consistency really matters here, and we've seen Onjak in these late race moments when he's on the attack sometimes make mistakes. Does he make a mistake this time, or does he get to the back of this 71 a lot and back? It's going to be 5 to go at the line. 5 more miles for the 71 of Laudenbach. Onjak gets a great run through turn 4 there. Going into turn 1 here. He's going to have a great run now. Can he set up a move going into turns 2? Onjak right on the back of the 71. Onjak right on the back of the 71 Laudenbach. Does he make a move going into turn 4? No, not quite. Coming to 4 to go now. What does this 38 have in the tank going into turn 1? Does he get a great run again? Now, making his way back through, trying to close in on the back now of the 71. A couple more miles to go now. And actually coming to the white flag here. I don't know why I keep messing it up, but the white flag is out here in the Petsmart 400. Does Onjak make a last lap move like last weekend? One more to go here. Onjak to the inside here. He's going to make the move. There goes Onjak on the inside. Onjak gets the move up. Does he clear him? And yes, he does. Through turn 4, does the 71 have anything left? No! It's going to be Onjak winning the Petsmart 400. Onjak gets the move off. Another last lap pass for the win, and this sets him up well going into Miami for the championship. I once again lose count of the lap sets in this one, but what a finish. I lost my voice there for a second. As they go through inspection, it's going to be the 38 of Onjak burning it down, but he gets the win. Third's going to be Vittoria. Fourth's going to be the 45 of Brandon Haynes. Fifth's going to be the 13 of Patrick Finderop. Sixth will be the 7 of Hubert. The 19 of Little. The 77 of Alexander Rowe. The 17 of Stapleton. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 02 of Adrian Gale. But it's going to be Peter Onjak victorious once again. He's going to burn it down here at Phoenix Raceway. And then we'll get into the finishing results of this race. Congratulations to Peter Onjak. And folks, as we go over your results from today's race, you can see Peter Onjak holds on to get the win in a thrilling finish, passes Landon Laudenbach on the final lap to get the win, and this puts him in a perfect point position going into Miami. Although, if Landon Laudenbach finishes second at Miami, Peter Onjak wins the pole and leads the most laps and wins the race, they will be tied, and Onjak will get the tiebreaker. But that pole is going to be very important because the pole winner, that point is going to be very crucial in deciding this championship. So, as we get to the rest of the results, you can see it's going to be the 71 in second, of course. Third and fourth will be the 92, the 45. They were just not really in it at the end. Well, they were in the final restart, but they didn't really have anything for the 38 or 71. But Haynes and Vittoria stuck around for a good part of this race, but guys like Finderop, Hubert, Little, Alexander Rowe actually got up quite a bit, but Stapleton fell off after having a pretty strong start to the race. Gale finishes where he starts. We have Rob Doran there. Chris James finishes pretty solid. Doran has a lap led on the day. Clinton Buchanan also finishes well. We talked about his recent good performances. Carl Young actually drove his way through the field and finished 15th, so that's a great finish for him. And then moving on, we have Matt Morley in 16th, Nicholas Torres and Andretti still keeping up their pace. Zach Thompson, I believe, drew his way drove his way up quite a little bit. We got York Watson there, Martin, Fogelman, kind of the same guys, and then moving on forward, riding at your field will be the 56 Hallie Anderson Jr. Fortunately, just did not have a great day. Joseph Wood got spun around by that 29 Monica Pato. I know that 21 team is not going to be too happy. We got the 11, the 1, the 39, a lot of short track guys back here who have not really invested too much time in the speedways, and that's costed them so far this season. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the results from today's race. You can catch the rest of the results in the Discord. But with no further ado, folks, we have one more race left in the 2025 Gainbridge Truck Series season at Miami next Friday or Saturday. So stick around, join the Discord. You can see the press conference with all the chase drivers and all that before Miami and all that extra stuff. But thank you all for tuning in to our Truck Night America here, live here from Phoenix Raceway. This is Charlie Davenport signing off here. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next week. And have a great rest of your day and enjoy all the NASCAR action that's left in this one.